Good evening and welcome to Economic Sense. I'm Rebecca Cressman and we're live in the KBYU 11 studios with Utah experts who can answer your questions about employment and how to find the right job for you. This evening, employment counselors from the Utah Department of Workforce Services and LDS Employment Resource Services are manning our phones. If you have questions about employment or if you would like to share a success story, we welcome your call at 1-800-298-5298. I'll also be talking to experts throughout the night and taking some of your calls live on the air. Tonight we'll cover unemployment insurance, career exploration tools, job finding resources, and how to make a good impression on a potential employer. Links to reliable information about these topics are available online at kbyutv.org/economic sense. Now we recognize that for many Utahns, times are tough, but there is help available. Let's begin by watching a short video that answers an important question. How do I apply for unemployment insurance in Utah?
Each quarter, your employer pays into the Unemployment Insurance Fund. This program is designed to help ease the burden on their employees if layoffs become a reality. There are 3 important steps to take in applying for unemployment insurance. First, gather the information that will be required to file your claim: your Social Security number, your driver's license or state ID number, your alien registration if you are not a citizen of the United States, the business name, address, phone number, and date of employment for each place where you have worked for the last 2 years, and for those of you who have served actively in the military for at least 90 days during the past 2 years, your DD-214 Member 4 certificate. Second, fill out an application for unemployment insurance using the information you've gathered. You can do this online at jobs.utah.gov or by phone. If you do not have access to a computer in your home, you may use one of the computers located at a Department of Workforce Services office. You may also apply by calling one of the numbers on your screen. The numbers vary depending on your location. With your information gathered and your claim form filed, your claim for unemployment compensation is established. Third, you must be proactive to receive benefits. To do so, you must register for work with your nearest employment center and actively look for employment. Contact at least 2 new employers each week. Let them know you are seeking work and keep a written record of your contacts. Be sure you are able and available to work full-time. File a certification every week by phone or online, answering all eligibility questions, including reporting any income earned during the week. If work is obtained, reduced compensation will continue, provided you work less than 40 hours each week and your earnings are less than your weekly unemployment benefits. These 3 steps not only ensure unemployment benefits, they also help you find your next job. For more information and help preparing for and finding employment, the Department of Workforce Services as well as nonprofit agencies such as LDS Employment are available to help all members of the community. Phone numbers and office locations for the Department of Workforce Services, employment centers, and other public and private agencies may be found online at jobs.utah.gov or by calling 211 Information and Referral. Simply dial 211 and referral specialists will assist you. 211 is a free service that provides information and referrals to a wide variety of resources in your area. Or log on to kbyutv.org/economic sense for more information and links. Caring public agencies and private organizations are in place with expertise and resources to help you. Remember, it's okay to ask.
We have with us in studio Susan Quist, the Unemployment Insurance Claims Center Manager, a part of Utah's Department of Workforce Services. She's here to help us better understand the ins and outs of unemployment insurance. So if you have a question for Susan or the experts that we have manning the phone bank, remember you can call 1-800-298-5298. Or you can also connect to all the services and all the resources we'll be discussing by simply calling 211 or logging onto our website, which is kbyutv.org/economic sense. Susan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks. having me.
Well, a lot of people, for them, it's a mystery, unemployment insurance. You only become familiar with it if you begin to file for it. You've lost your job. So what exactly is unemployment insurance?
Well, unemployment insurance is a benefit for people who have lost their jobs if they qualify. And of course that helps the economy because they have no money. This provides money, which in turn turns it back into the economy.
All right, because they're going back to the stores, they can continue to pay the utilities and keep that portion of their role in the economy rolling. You said certain people qualify. Let's talk a little bit about that. How would I know whether or not I qualify for unemployment insurance?
Well, you could go online and just pull your Social Security number up and stuff, and it would tell you if you did, if you have wage credits there. But how you do qualify is you have to have worked in covered employment, be separated through no fault of your own, and be able and available and actively seeking full-time work.
All right, so there's a few things right there. You said losing your job without any fault of your own. So that means I'm an employee in good standing, however...
Well, there's all kinds of reasons, yes. You know, you can be discharged, you can quit. You know, of course, if it's a reduction in force, just strictly lack of work, then there is no separation issue.
If I quit my job, am I entitled then to unemployment insurance?
You can, but it's a little more difficult, you know, because you're the moving party then, and you would have to show good cause why you did quit.
All right, well, I appreciate the fact that you're going to bring your expertise with us tonight. We already have a call right now coming in from Ogden. Alan, welcome to Economic Sense. What's your question for Susan this evening? Right. Okay, Alan, welcome to Economic Sense. We lost you for a moment, but we've got you back. What's your question for Susan, please?
My question is, if health benefits are a thing of the past, it seems that most companies hiring nowadays don't offer health benefits, and if they do, they're more of a very limited, expensive plan. And so I'm wondering what options people who are looking for work and need benefits have, if there are options.
All right, so as someone is unemployed and they're concerned about their loss of benefits or even employed, does unemployment insurance help you cover health benefits?
It's not part of that at all.
It's not. So the best benefit, or I guess best resource for them would be for him to call 211
Yes.
and get information that way as well. We have a lot of people who are just recently facing unemployment for the very first time. You mentioned that to find out what unemployment is available to them, they can go online and enter the Social Security number. But about how quickly, once someone has filed for unemployment, do they first start receiving those unemployment benefits?
That's a good question, and it does depend. If there's no issues, then there is a waiting week, which is the first eligible week of your claim. So don't wait a week to file. You file your claim, and then the waiting week comes after that. If there are issues, then when you file for unemployment, a notice is sent to your employer. So you give us your side of the story, then he provides his. It usually takes us 3 to 4 weeks to make a decision regarding your eligibility.
So there's an investigation process that occurs in your office. And what kind of things are you looking at as you weigh both the previously employed and then the employer?
You know, we have rules and guidelines that we follow, and to determine whether or not they meet the criteria. You know, if you are denied unemployment benefits, there are always appeal rights.
All right. So when you say appeal rights, who would you go back for that appeal? Let's say in a negative scenario, I thought that I would qualify for unemployment insurance, but I got denied. So where do I go then to appeal?
You can either file your appeal online or in writing. And then we have a separate department, our appeals department, with law judges there that then review that and make a determination.
Now, unemployment insurance is not going to compensate completely for the salary that you've lost, correct?
No.
So expectations, what should we be expecting in terms of about how much money we would earn?
Well, the highest that Utah pays right now is $444 a week. You could probably look at maybe your average half of your average weekly salary up to $444.
So that's a dramatic drop for someone.
Totally.
But if they file, you said file right away. All right. And walk me through that filing process. What am I going to find and where do I begin the application process?
Well, you can file online, which we do encourage, or you call the claim center. If you file online, you're able to provide all detailed information at that time. If you call the claim center, then we take short, simple statements and then send out information for you to complete and give us more detailed information.
So is there a speed differential in terms of how quickly?
They still have kind of the same guidelines to follow to meet the deadlines and everything. But it is a little bit, I think, a little more complete if you can do it online. And right now, with the high volume that we have with the extensions, it's sometimes quite a wait to get through to the claim center.
Well, and as we look right now on the television screen, you can see that you have numerous offices that are providing support. Salt Lake South Davis, the Weber North Davis, and the Utah County line?
Those really aren't offices. Those all come into us.
They do, but are they toll-free numbers? Or
We have the toll-free, yes. If you live in those areas, that's the number you should call, you bet.
Okay. And so the very first call, you reach a representative from the unemployment office. What kind of questions are they going to be asking us?
Well, they ask a lot of eligibility things. Are you able and available for full-time work? Is there any condition exists that will prevent you from seeking or accepting full-time work? Of course, we're going to determine your separation issue. There's also questions regarding vacation severance pay, Social Security, workers' comp.
Well, that's a lot of information because I think if you lose your job, and that has happened to me once before, and you are emotionally in a turmoil, and now you need to have some very important information on hand. So is there paperwork that I should have in my hand when I place that initial call, or
we tell you to have that information ahead of time. Usually, yeah, you should have it. Yeah, gather it so that, you know, when you file, you can have all that. We make every effort, of course, to help you find it. If you don't have an address or whatever, you know, our claims takers will go online and try to find it for you and stuff, but it's way more helpful if you do have it.
Now, on the screen also, this is, I guess, some of the basic information, basic personal data. So you need your Social Security number for the filing process, the alien registration number. That is if you're not an American citizen?
Right.
Okay. What about the Utah driver's license or Utah ID number? Is that instead of the Social Security number or in addition?
It's in addition to.
Okay. And that reason is that, does that establish your
Identity.
rights?
It
Okay.
helps us, you know, make sure you are who you are.
All right. And do only Utah residents qualify for unemployment insurance in Utah?
No. No, there's different ways you can file. If you live in Utah and all your work was done in another state, then of course you would have to go with that state.
Okay.
But if you have wage credits in what we call our base period in Utah and also some in another state, you could combine those and either file in Utah or that state where you have those.
I want to go back to what you indicated, which was, and for those of you who are calling in, we appreciate that. We have a lot of people calling in right now, and that toll-free number is still open to you at 1-800-298-5298. But you said that there was a question about our ability to work full-time. What are you looking for, and what do we need to prepare to answer correctly, or at least honestly, truthfully?
Well, you know, we take your word for it. If you tell us you're able and available for full-time work, then we mark on there that you are.
And does that weigh into the decision as to whether or not we get unemployment, whether we're able
If
to
you're
work?
not, yeah, that would certainly weigh in fact. If you said, no, I'm not able to work, I've got children at home and, you know, I need to take care of them, then no, you would not qualify for unemployment insurance.
Okay. Tyler from Provo is calling in now. And Tyler, we welcome your call. Welcome to Economic Sense. And what question do you have for us tonight?
Hi, what I'd like to know is if my employer drastically cuts my hours, but I'm not actually let go, am I still eligible for unemployment?
Ooh, good question. And that's happening. Okay, so
It
is
is
he
a lot.
eligible? Thank you, Tyler, for your call.
Yes, you are eligible if your weekly salary that you're getting is less than your weekly benefit amount. We could pay partial benefits. Remember, though, that you would have to be out there actively seeking full-time work. But that would be best to go ahead and continue working for him and then be out seeking for other work.
Okay, just as a follow-up that, because there's some information that for me would be complex. All right, you said as long as we're earning less money than what we would get from unemployment insurance if we were permanently unemployed or completely unemployed. So we enter our Social Security number onto the website, find out what our unemployment benefit would be, and if we're now been cut so low, there's a $200 or $300 difference from what we should be earning from unemployment, then we can file for that amount.
Right. Only you're allowed to earn 30% of your weekly benefit amount before we start deducting. So you can get a little bit ahead on that. But once you earn your weekly benefit amount or more, then you would not receive any further benefits for that week.
Now, what do you do to confirm that we are indeed out there looking for gainful employment?
You're required to keep a record. We do eligibility reviews periodically and verify that you are out there actively seeking work.
Do you call us or you contact us by
You're sent a
mail?
notice that says, okay, we need this information, because when you first file your initial claim, you're told that information, that you need to always keep a record of the places that you're looking for work.
All right, and what is the weekly claim? In the video, it talked a bit about that, and that was very informational for me. What is that?
That's probably one of the most important things you do when you file for unemployment. That weekly claim determines your eligibility for that week. We have a benefit week that goes from Sunday through Saturday, and we encourage you to phone that in or go online on the following Sunday, so you're filing for the week that just ended.
Okay.
You give us the eligibility questions, you provide us any information if you worked, what your earnings were that week, but it also triggers payment. That's what tells the system that, hey, I filed for this week, I'm eligible, and release the payment.
So I should expect to initially, once I'm unemployed, as soon as I can, apply for unemployment insurance.
Right.
Then once I receive the good news that I'm covered and it's working on my behalf, once a week, at the end of that period of your...
No.
Okay.
You're going to file that weekly claim that Sunday after you've filed your initial claim.
All right. And then
If
every
you don't,
Sunday...
you may not be paid for those weeks because it could close.
And then every Sunday after that
Yes.
time, in order to completely receive the benefits that are coming my way. We've got another caller on. Marvin, thank you for your call. How can we help you? And welcome to Economic Sense.
Hi. My question is, I used to work here in Utah back in 1998, and I lost my job and went on SSI. And I've been on SSI for 10 years, and I was wondering if I could still collect the unemployment that was due to me when I lost my job back then.
Ooh, retroactive.
Yeah,
Marvin, I'm really
unfortunately,
sorry for you.
yeah, but unfortunately we cannot do that. Utah goes by the first 4 of the last 5 quarters, and that's what we determine is your base period, and that's the period of time we use your wage credits. So if you were to file now, we'd use your wage credits from July of 08 through June of 09, and Social Security is not covered employment.
Okay, all right, thank you, and we're sorry again, Marvin. You hate to say no, huh?
Yeah.
You have walked us through that we apply either over the phone initially or initially through the internet, and then that Sunday start moving through every Sunday, getting used to it. It's almost like a time card. Now, the place that we actually apply is the website. We have it on the screen right now. That's the website where we'd enter our information, both the weekly kind of time card as well as the initial application?
Yes.
Okay, that's jobs.utah.gov, which is where we file. And approximately how long does unemployment insurance come our way? How many months, or is it
You mean
years?
how many weeks you
Yeah,
get? Okay. The most that you can get, actually, when you file an initial claim in a normal economy is 26 weeks. We had our first extension that lasted an additional 20 weeks. We just now have gone into this new extension, which is an additional up to, I should say, 14 weeks. These are all up to, depending on what your original weekly assessment was.
All right, and of course, for more details and information, we can go to that website.
Yes.
Again, it was jobs.utah.gov. Susan, thank you so much for that helpful information. And again, for those who've just lost their job, our heart goes out. I know that you have a very compassionate job, and we appreciate what you and your workers do. Thank you very much.
Economic Sense is made possible by contributing viewers of KBYU and by the Utah Housing Coalition, Community Action Services and Food Bank, and Utah State University Extension.